and could be the first team to draft a non-quarterback. Kyle Pitts, he's widely regarded as the best player after any quarterback, as we've been talking about, and he should be available for Atlanta. But there are reports that the Falcons could be interested in drafting the heir apparent to Matt Ryan. So, Shannon, should the Falcons take a quarterback or Kyle Pitts?
Yep, this is tough.
It's a tough one.
So, I agree.
Do we take Matt Ryan's replacement, who could be the local kid in Justin Fields?
Could be. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there.
Do we take Kyle Pitts, who we believe is a transcendent tight end?
Yep.
Or do we trade out of that and accumulate more picks?
You will have offers.
Yes, you absolutely. That is a very tough decision. Now, it seems to me when they restructured Matt Ryan's contract, it made the next 2 years of them getting off him virtually impossible, Skip. I don't know if you're going to do a $40 million cap hit. Now, hey, we just saw Philly get off of Carson Wentz, and we saw the Rams, and they take 20 plus $30 million cap hit. So to say they can't do it, because the cap is going to go up, Skip. The cap is 189 this year. In 3 years, the cap's going to be $250 million. Let's just call it what it is, because the new money kicks in. And so you know what they got, so that's where the cap's headed. So it'll make it a more digestible. Julio Jones is the unknown, Skip. You hear their fielding calls for Julio because of that. You know, if they move on, it saves them $15.3 million. I'm looking at it like this. See, I'm going to take your philosophy. If I'm Atlanta, I keep Matt Ryan. I keep Julio, Cavalry, and I take Pitts, and I don't look back. I say, I will get into a scoring match with all you. I know my defense is suspect, but I feel I can score a lot. Because you have to understand, Skip, Arthur Smith loved the two tight ends. Remember, he had Jonnu Smith and Furska. So I love Kyle Pitts. I think he's too good of a talent to pass up. I really do, Skip. And they need defense, but I don't think there's a defensive player where Parsons, without the off-field issues, probably would be worthy of going in the fourth spot because I believe he's that good. What I think they'll do, I believe they take Kyle Pitts. I don't believe they'll take a quarterback. I would, because Skip, $40 million cap hit next summer if you move on from Matt Ryan. No. They're taking Pitts. I say they take Pitts, pair him with Julio, Ridley, and they try to form what they have in Kansas City.
Okay. I do not disagree with your final takeaway from this. I don't hate the idea of them going forward with Matt Ryan because even though, if you look at what's happened over the last 4 years, as you correctly predicted because you had inside information in 2016, he was the MVP. You did have inside information. And he led the NFL in QBR that year.
He did.
And his coordinator was Kyle Shanahan.
Yes.
And so maybe that's why, to some degree, that happened. And then Kyle Shanahan was gone to San Francisco, and you look at the QBRs for Matt Ryan over the last 4 years. He was 5th, 9th, 14th, and 16th. Well, 16th isn't all bad, but you can see there's some decline going on.
There's some slippage.
He is about to be 36 years of age. Tom Brady is going on 44 years of age. So again, he's so much younger than Brady, it's hard for me to say give up on Matt Ryan because I don't think it's quite time.
No. And you look at his numbers, Skip, the dude got 55,000 yards passing.
And maybe I got prisoner of the momented. It was week 15. It was the third to last game. So I'm watching my guy Brady play at Atlanta. And what did Matt Ryan do to the Tampa defense in the first half of that game? He threw for 235 and 2 touchdowns and no picks in the first half. And they led 17-0 at halftime. Of course, Brady came back in the second half and threw for 320 in the second half against a pass defense that was the 5th worst of all time. All time. The first worst of last year, but the 5th worst all time. Now, I got 2 of those guys on my team, and they're going to be my starting safety linebacker, right?
Good luck.
Good luck is correct. Okay, so I saw Matt Ryan do that to a really good Tampa defense. Maybe it hadn't quite crystallized yet for them. They hadn't quite taken off as they did finally at Washington and New Orleans and then at Lambeau. But it was highly impressive, and it was so impressive that I said, that guy's still really good.
Yeah, he is.
Okay? Kyle Pitts is transcendent. You just can't not take him. You will forever regret it. Now we get to the Julio dilemma, which is, you know, they've already shopped him because they already admitted.
They admitted it.
Terry Fontenot said, yeah, we're accepting calls.
We're listening to calls.
Okay, so they know what's on the board. Is it possible, because I wouldn't doubt this, that somebody has offered them a first-round pick to swap play, you know, like,
Hell, if I'm the Ravens, I give up one of them first-round picks I got for him.
well, would you?
Hell yeah.
They're at 27 and 31.
27 and 31.
Okay,
Yeah.
27 and 31.
Yeah.
Would you give number 27 for Julio?
Hell yeah.
You know what? I would too. Okay, so if you're Atlanta, we're talking about strengthening and strength. You know, I would still love their firepower if they kept Julio. But man, if you could get another, you could pick whatever's the defense is the side of the ball. It's loaded in the draft.
Right.
So you could get a really good player. You could get an instant starter with the 27th overall pick on your defense, right?
Could I trade? The question is, how far could I trade back and still get a top-flight defensive player?
Trade back from 4?
From 4.
Oh, and not take Kyle Pitts.
Right.
I just don't love that. I just don't think it's worth it because you'll forever regret that you didn't take Kyle Pitts.
So in other words, you're saying, I don't like the idea of trading Julio because I still think Julio got great football left in him. So I wouldn't trade Julio. I agree with you. I would keep Julio, pair him with Ridley and Kyle Pitts. See what we could do here. We're going to have, we're going to have to outscore people.
Okay.
You know that. Arthur Smith, you understand that. Arthur Smith like to run the football too, but Skip, I don't really know if they got the running back to kind of run this. He don't have a Derrick Henry. I'm sorry. Doesn't have Derrick Henry. So you're going to have to, you know, generate moving the football through passing it with your quarterback.
Okay, so Julio is 32 years of age.
Yes.
He's starting to be a little gimpier where he's got hamstring issues.
Yes.
Is he going to be slowly but surely a little worse, a little slower, a little more injury prone over the next 3 years? Because he's under contract for 3 more.
Yeah, Skip, he might be a situation. You know who a guy had hamstring problems was Isaac Bruce. And basically, you got to limit his workload in practice and just hope he's ready to go come game time because you don't want him, Skip, you're not supposed to be as big as Julio and run that fast and generate that kind of force. So you're going to have hamstring issues. But I don't envy the spot that they're in because here's the thing, Skip. If you don't take a quarterback and one of these guys that you passed on turned out to be great, they're going to say, see, what the hell was Atlanta thinking? If you pass on Kyle Pitts, he turns out to be great. Damn, what the hell were you thinking? You trade Julio and he strings together 2 or 3 more great years. What the hell were you thinking? The 2 toughest decisions are coming back to back. The 49ers and the Falcons have the 2 toughest decisions in this draft, Skip. And it can be incredibly good or it can be incredibly bad because it all going to depend on how well Arthur Smith's coaching career, head coaching career starts out. Because you make the right decision.
Right. I remind you, they still have Calvin Ridley, who had a huge year.
Yes.
He had almost 1,400 yards receiving last year.
I ain't taking Ridley over Julio. I like Calvin Ridley, too.
No, but I'm saying he's there.
Oh, yeah.
You can fall back on that. And Russell Gage, he's pretty good.
Yes.
And Hayden Hurst can have his big game moments, right?
Ooh-wee.
Okay, so that's what you're looking at. You could keep Julio, but is he going to be more and more of an injury issue for you going forward? You owe against the cap 23.1, then 19.3 and 19.3 the next 2 years.
Think about that. He missed 7 games. Even with the amount of games, Julio's probably missed the equivalent of a season and a half. And nobody through the first 10 years have caught more yards than Julio except Jerry. So just think about where he's been. The guy got 850, over 12,000 yards. Nobody in the history of the game has done that except Jerry.
Yeah. Is he still that guy?
He's still that dog. I
told you the other day, I think he has more left in his tank than A.J.
Oh, yeah, there ain't no
Green
question about that for me.
And yet I liked what the Cardinals did to acquire A.J. Green just to see what he's got left.
Right.
And he'll have a sort of Brady-esque rejuvenation.
Well, I mean, the thing is now he's not the number one. They got D-Hop on one side. They got Christian Kirk that can take the top off down the middle of the field. So now he gets, now he's going to get the second corner or the third corner. But I don't envy. See, I like being a coach when everything's already made for me, Skip. I don't like to have to make these decisions.
You know, the more I think about it, what you said, strengthen your strength. Take Kyle Pitts, keep Julio.
Yeah.
Hope that he stays somewhat injury-free. And now you have an explosive offense.
Oh, yeah.
And you would hope that Kyle Pitts would to take it up a level.
Because here's the thing, Skip. Okay, Breeze is gone out of this division.
Yep.
We don't know what Carolina's going to do. I don't know if you read John McClain's. He said there's still 8, 9 teams that are interested in Deshaun Watson.